In the remote desert of southwestern New Mexico, massive stone columns rise from the grasslands like the ruins of an ancient city. But this isn't the work of human hands. This is City of Rocks State Park, one of the Southwest's most peculiar geological wonders. Today, we're exploring the forces that shaped these stones, the people who found shelter here, and what makes this place so captivating. City of Rocks looks almost artificial. Some formations reach 40 feet high, creating narrow passageways that feel deliberately designed. But the true architect was time itself. 35 million years ago, a massive volcanic eruption sent superheated ash racing across this landscape. As the material settled and cooled under immense pressure, it formed a rock type called tuff. Water seeped into the cooling rock, creating fractures. Over millions of years, erosion carved away the softer material, leaving these massive pillars standing like sentinels. The stones are composed of kneeling nun tuff, containing volcanic ash, pumice, and crystals that give the formations their distinctive reddish-gray color. The joint patterns in the original rock determined where erosion would work, creating this maze-like arrangement that gives the site its city-like appearance. It's a perfect example of how geology can create something that looks intentional but is entirely natural. Long before this became a state park, indigenous peoples recognized its significance. The Mimbres people, who flourished here from 200 to 1150 CE, likely used it as a landmark and gathering place. Famous for their distinctive black-on-white pottery, the Mimbres understood this landscape intimately. Later, Apache groups traveled through, using the formations for shelter and as vantage points. The rocks offered protection and strategic advantages where water and shelter was scarce. When Spanish explorers and American pioneers pushed into the Southwest, City of Rocks became an important landmark between the Rio Grande Valley and Silver City's silver mines. In the 1880s, ranchers used the formations as natural corrals for livestock. Cowboys sheltered in the rock alcoves during desert storms, and you can still find weathered inscriptions carved by travelers over a century ago. The formations create dozens of microclimates. Various cacti cling to the rocks. Sodal plants dot the spaces between formations. After rare rains, wildflowers transform the landscape. Lizards sun themselves on warm stones. Rock wrens nest in crevices, their songs echoing through corridors. At night, bats hunt insects, kangaroo rats venture out, and occasionally a ringtail cat prowls the passageways. Red-tailed hawks and golden eagles use the highest pinnacles as hunting perches. At 5,200 feet elevation, the park sits where Chihuahuan Desert meets high desert grassland, creating a transition zone supporting species from both ecosystems. The golden hour before sunset sets the formations ablaze with warm light. As darkness falls, the lack of light pollution makes this one of New Mexico's premier stargazing destinations. New Mexico established City of Rocks as a state park in 1952, protecting 680 acres of formations and surrounding desert. Development has been minimal, preserving the site's wild character. The park sits 28 miles northwest of Deming, remote enough to maintain serenity, yet accessible for day trips and camping. You can camp among the rocks themselves, a rare opportunity to sleep surrounded by these ancient stones. If you're in southwestern New Mexico, make the journey. Walk through stone corridors, feel volcanic tuff beneath your fingers, and watch desert light transform these ancient pillars. And keep exploring the incredible landmarks that make the Southwest special.